Hello, everyone. Let's get an image of this guy up here. He's actually be right back, but that's fine, because we're not starting quite yet. Yeah, DIMAGA was a little late. Someone did get a hold of him and told him to get on, and he says he's coming, so... Still have to do vetoes with his opponent, so it still should be like another 5, maybe 10 minutes, because these things have been going a little slowly. But it is supposed to be Nerchio versus DIMAGA, and then Drogo versus Cass for our first set of matches in the first group of today. The next group is BCQD, Laser, Strange, and some guy named TBD. I'm not sure why that's to be determined. Well, hate me. I don't know why it says to be determined. Maybe because he doesn't have a... I'm pretty sure he has Wikipedia. Well, it shows up accurate in Wikipedia itself, so yeah, that's the next group that's happening in probably 3 to 4 hours, probably more like 4, as we had a similar situation happen yesterday. So kind of a long cast, actually. Not feeling super hot, super great, but I took an Advil, so hopefully that'll kick in soon. If you don't know what you're watching, you just tune into BaseTradeTV because you love us, well thanks. But also you're watching the WCA, which is not the YMCA, it's not the WCS or WESG, it's WCA, World Cyber Arena. Round of 16, we already have 4 players advanced to the round of 8 from yesterday, and we're trying to figure out the 4 from today to play tomorrow in the round of 8 onto the finals. Now, unfortunately, that's going to be happening during Shoutcraft, I'm pretty sure, and we will not hold it against you for having multi-Twitch up. We will hold it against you if you don't have multi-Twitch up. Nah, I'm just kidding, kind of. Yeah, but it's unfortunate, but that's the way it's going to go. And then on Sunday, we did pick up the Meisterschaft, German thing, Sunday finals. So that's our plan for the rest of the week. And then back to typical Corsair Cup and Alim League. Actually, a little bear on the schedule next week. So I'm trying to pick up as much as we can while we can. Great. Alright, so DIMAGA is here. Nerchio is going to start the map veto, and maybe I can buy enough time for them to do things. Actually, they were really quick. That's amazing. Usually it's not the player's fault that's keeping this kind of in limbo, so maybe I shouldn't be so amazed, but DIMAGA like literally logged on and then Nerchio had the map, so I'm actually a little bit amazed at how fast they did that. Just overall. It's gonna be Apotheosis, New Gettysburg, and then Galactic Process. It is a ZvZ. It's Nerchio versus DIMAGA. Gotta be honest, pretty sure DIMAGA is going to get wrecked. Hate to put it that way because I used to actually be like a really big DIMAGA fan. He was probably my first favorite player. And then, I mean, this is back when I really didn't know anyone, but I like found him on like a VOD or something, right? And he stayed that way for like a couple of years, but of course, more recently in the past 2 years, I would say actually. Yeah, just not doing so hot. Still appears in online cups, still gets to like round of 32, round of 16 type deal, but not quite ever making it back to his old form of glory. But I like the guy. I like his personality. Alright, it seems everyone's in here. And we're just about ready to go, so that ended up not going so badly.
Hey, hi.
Hello.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Stay a while, listen.
No.
Okay. Man, I'm fighting on Twitter. I'm ready to fight. I got my zombie boxing gloves on and everything.
Chibi fight. Is it about the Colossus?
Oh, it's a little bit about the Colossus. It's now, TLO and I have turned it into more, he's just debunking the plural of everything. He's like calling me out for having a Z in my name, but I'm a singular entity, shit like that. God damn it! What a good thing to be spending your time and energy on. Yes, I agree.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was gonna go with. I actually tuned into. I'm not so great. Just gonna say that right off the bat.
You sick or what's up, girl?
I think I'm sick. Yeah. We have very low energy. I vision's a little like not quite paying attention to what's going on, and I have a headache and a stomach ache.
Oh man, let me tell you guys in chat right now, the #1 thing you should absolutely rate to Zombie Grip today is a message letting her know that she looks tired. That will go over very well, and I recommend it to you all.
That's like saying, hold on.
That's like saying, I want to be banned, is what that is.
No. No, that's like saying, God, calm down. There you go. Like, you tell that to anyone, and like, if you have to say it, then you know it's not gonna work, so why say it?
I know. I'm with you on this one. I don't even need to discuss it. 100% with you.
Yeah, sometimes I feel bad too, because that sometimes is my automatic response, and then people get mad at me.
It's only bettered by calm the fuck down.
So, well, okay, but I feel like if you say that and like you're in like you're an outburst, kind of like calm the fuck down, like this like some serious shit going on, alright, and everyone just needs to take a break. But if you're like listening to someone's complaints and having an argument,
on a break!
And you say calm down, that's when you're done. That's when shit happens. What kind of coffee is that? I don't know. I picked the things that are on the little turnstile for the K-cups. We use the replaceable ones, and my mom like fills them every morning. I definitely take advantage of it. And I'm only drinking it because I was so cold this morning. Now I'm really hot. Hey.
Answer a joke about your personality.
My personality. Personality's hot?
So cold.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Actually, think about it. Never mind. We're not going to take that further. We are getting into first game of the day. It's going to be a ZvZ. And this has got a couple of old school names to it. Nerchio and DIMAGA.
Yeah. DIMAGA, I went over being a very old school name. Thank you to SC Tris for the 15-month resub, and Superhero for the 10-month resub. Double digits, baby.
Oh, I forgot to turn on Twitch alerts. Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome. Oh. Burp. Kept it in just for you, Rifkin. So you didn't freak out.
This is why we're still together after 3 years. Except that's not true at all, and all you do is burp all the fucking time on breaks, and you guys have no idea. It sounds so gross, and okay, let's get into the game. Spotting in the top left side to kick off Group C for the WCA World Cyber Arena $15,000 tournament. It's going to be the Red Zerg player, Nerchio. That's sponsored by Red Bull.
In the bottom right, as the Blue Zerg, he is DIMAGA. Sponsored by nothing.
I kind of imagine just like that little asterisk in the corner of like a commercial where they're talking about the side effects. Like, that's what I was aiming for with that one.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like, so good job. You successfully did it. Man, I know that the DIMAGA's taking a gold and there's like a lot of talk about the ZvZ, but I just saw on Twitter that there is an Overwatch tournament. Alright, but it's not about the Overwatch tournament or how much money it is. Oh, shit. I appreciate that message. Donates $5. Thank you, Panic Switched. Hey, Graham, calm down. You look tired,
Shout
bro.
out to Panic Switch. Best Korean caster so far today.
Yeah. But yeah, not the money of the prize pool, but that it's Banana Culture is the sponsor. Banana Culture.
Banana Culture.
It's like that episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog where they go in the future and it's banana people. Oh, that was a weird one.
I gotta Google Banana Culture and see what this is about.
Alright. Damish, who still is angry that we don't say his name correctly, but it's still not.
Was that Dominish? Doesn't like it?
Dominish?
Dominch.
Dominish.
Zombie Grub looks tired today, and she should smile more.
No.
She should also wear push-up bronze cleavage and other things.
I should wear cleavage, get my strap-on cleavage.
Yeah, it's like those cosplay things, you know? Like, you should get a shirt that's actually, like, it totally covers you up, but it's got, like, the anime boobies on it or whatever.
Oh my god, is that, like, the woman's version of, like, the tuxedo shirt?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the revealing woman.
100% would donate for that, I'm just saying. I mean, okay. Couple links coming out of DIMAGA as he comes across the map. I do want to point out the kind of cool factor of him taking that gold base. We didn't really go over it much, but it's not something that may have that much of an impact on the game. Because the problem with that gold base is, well, it gets you a little bit of extra income here and there, and that's certainly nice. Nerchio might also be able to pick it off fairly easily. It's kind of far away.
Yeah.
Of course, Nerchio going for that Baneliness too. We're actually about to see, this is around the time and we're going to start seeing whether they cut drones or not. If Nerchio is going to go ham with the Lings, then we're certainly going to see that as Banelings used offensively. However, DIMAGA goes straight to a Roach War, and he's going for a lot of Lings down. I think he knows he's going to have to tussle with Nerchio a bit, so got to get those units out to hold him until that Roach War is done.
Yeah. Nerchio would really like to take advantage of this gold base being so much farther away. Unfortunately...
Well, the funny thing is, it's far away from him too. It's Apotheosis, right?
Yeah, it's Apotheosis. Lings cover that a little bit just because they're, generally speedy. But I was gonna say, it's gonna be kind of difficult. Like, even though this is farther away than the natural, it's still, I think it still has a very defensible sets as long as you have overlords covering your lines here, your pathways, and DIMAGA does. DIMAGA saw the Lings rush out with this overlord, I think. So he had our Lings already on the way. He took care of the Banelings that Nerchio was trying to sneak in here. He has Roaches on the way now. He does need to put them in decent positioning. Oh no. Well, this is actually very familiar to the Snoot game we watch on this map versus Nerchio, where Snoot actually had a very good defense 90% of the time, and then he would just let things crawl in. And that mineral line is, of course, pretty stacked, small mineral patch line, and, well, 10 drones just went down, which is exactly what Nerchio wanted. I mean, he was already surpassing DIMAGA in drone count, but now really surpassing him. So yeah, DIMAGA's just gonna go all in.
It's something, though, where the Roach... the aspect of the Roaches in the army supply is pretty big. Unless Nerchio gets consistent surrounds, there's just no way for him to really contest this army. Banelings aren't going to cut it. Lings are kind of weak and fragile. And DIMAGA does have a lot of Roaches. Put those in the mineral line behind the geyser, somewhere safe. And he tries to get there, but he does get surrounded. So maybe this will be a fight Nerchio can take. The rest of the units coming from DIMAGA really are filtering in like 1 or 2 at a time. He tries to split the Roaches the best he can, and he keeps a good chunk of them alive. There's Queens coming in to defend, but there's no drones even to pull into this, what makes this really nasty. The Lings on the right side being pulled away from that Baneling doesn't get hit too hard with it.
It's too long of a map, though. DIMAGA, had he had these Ling reinforcements with the Roaches that he barely saved, I think that he might start snowballing, but it was coming a little bit too late, and his Roach reinforcements are coming one at a time. Yeah,
and the drone count is going to be what we start seeing affect us the most. Thank you for that resub. Jigga 1! The income just going to let him start snowballing over this when it comes to defender's advantage. He had to overcome that army supply. He did. Now it's evened up. And even though it might be Roaches in type, again, there's going to be such a big Ling surround from Nerchio.
GG. That was a pretty easy peasy and out kind of game. Jugu says, I just subbed because I've got no idea where the unsub button is. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of people sub, myself included, because, not because I don't know where the unsub button is, but because I just don't remember. It's like, hey, I resubbed for a month. Shit. Okay, well, maybe next month I'll get it. I don't follow that many people, so it's okay. It's not like I'm spending thousands of dollars. I spend $10.
Well, thank you either way, whether it's on purpose or sarcastic.
Well, I did put a cap in there. Thank you to Kiwi and Metros for the 15-month resub.
Nice.
Oh boy, I feel like I have a fever. Advil, kick in.
If you, I just want to point out there, if you are really feeling like you want to call it short for the day, I think I can manage if needed, although not preferred.
I don't know, man. I don't want to be in a party. Get out. I don't know. It's gonna be like an 8-hour cast again. Although it is already going faster. Good job, admin team. A little loopy.
Loopies are on Winter's channel. I think you're confused as to where you are right now. Do you know what your name is?
I'm a little confused.
Do you know what day it is?
Friday?
Do you know what your name is?
Zombie Crab?
Close, I guess.
Someone's gonna ask me that in an ambulance one day, and they're gonna be very confused.
I mean, that was my best pickup line.
My name is Zombie Crab. Yes, oh. my name does hold a lot of weight. Okay, it's New Gettysburg. And in the bottom right, up one, he is Nerchio.
And his opponent in the bottom left side is going to be the Blue player, DIMAGA. And a reminder that these are all best of threes. This is actually fairly short for what we consider group standards to be, but that's still okay because we got some nice games out of it yesterday and quite a few game threes out of them too, not even a bunch of 2-0s.
Yeah. I think Bly would have wanted a best of 5, but it is what it is. And in fact, I mean, even with it being best of 3s instead of best of 5s, we had to cut down a little bit yesterday. They had to play the winners and losers at the same time because they, and it's almost guaranteed to happen again here. I do feel like Nerchio is going to 2-0. I really hate to not give DIMAGA credit, but it is the way of the world right now. Nerchio is really, really good. DIMAGA hasn't really even gotten to round of 8s in quite a while. So yeah, sorry, but it's true. But I don't know about the next matches, and there's still a lot to get through.
There's actually something to be said about DIMAGA though, because it was kind of interesting to me, at least when we cast him, is like DIMAGA does not play poorly. Like you kind of expect this guy, if we're going to be talking about him in this way, to be just kind of thrown to the side and a bit of a whatever. But it's just the unfortunate thing is he's just not. It's simply more that he hasn't kept up with everybody over years. Like he's always been good and he's stayed good, but it's like then you got people like Nerchio who became great, that sort of thing. Yeah,
that's a pretty good way to put it. Last game was unfortunately not a great example of DIMAGA being good. He basically messed up once, lost too many well, to say he messed up once is actually not true at all. He lost a key amount of drones at a key point in the game, where he's already kind of like on the low drone count, getting his roaches, and a counterattack was not the right option. I will say that much for sure as well. So I like 3 different mistakes, but the biggest one looking like that Baneling hit. It's apotheosis, and he just really can't counterattack with roaches, but he was quite desperate since he was at half the drone line.
Yeah, I mean, you take that same sort of build, the same logic, taking a gold, someone doesn't take a gold, you apply it to a map like Dawson Station, and that looks like maybe it's a different game for DIMAGA. Yeah. So, perhaps playing a decent strategy, just not to the map.
Yeah. So, I don't know what's going to look like on New Gettysburg. Nerchio really, he saw the greed, he decided he wanted to punish the greed, and those Ling fights are kind of supposed to go back and forth. As I said, I mean, they looked kind of familiar to when we saw Nerchio versus Snoot on that map. Not the most recent time, I believe, but the time before that. So that must have been like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe even more. Actually, probably more. Anyway, where eventually like the counterattacks and the run-bys got through to Snoot, he just started to crumble, right? But he actually would hold on stubbornly, almost. And, there's these games where we watch Snoot have 50 drones killed on his line of things and still be like an almost even drone count. And you're just like, how does this work? But DIMAGA went for the all-in, and that did not work. So I'm a little worried that he'll do the same thing, basically, instead of playing a more patient game, if he's allowed to. Sometimes all-inning is definitely the right move. He does have a lot of Lings and Banelings. Defensively informed, though. Whereas, wait, there we go. Nerchio's is offensively formed. Nerchio really wants to 2-0 and get out if possible. Preserve that stamina and whatnot, but I'm not sure DIMAGA's going to give him that freebie here. There's no drone line to run into, although he does catch a good number of Lings, rather. Then almost loses all of his own to that ramp. But now the third's a little bit open. Oh dear. Yeah. He's not really reinforcing with Lings, though, so I really don't think this should be going down. No.
I mean, between the queens and a couple of Banelings, he should be alright. As long as he doesn't throw the Banelings away for nothing, of course. Some hold position might be better than not, depending on the situation, but no control over that bridge. I want to throw that out there either. Is another problem for DIMAGA. It's a quick reinforcement route for Nerchio if you really wanted to, but I do want to note that he did take the long way home, and I'm curious as to, I guess just because he was already running that direction, or if he thought that'd be safer. I know we're watching the one Baneling. This is like, what's that movie with the cats and the dog? They get lost in the wilderness, they gotta find their way home.
I know what movie you're talking about.
Homebound or something? I don't know. It has silly
something like that. Something like that.
Basically, that's the Baneling right there. It's that guy.
Yeah, he found his home. I was really paying attention to his mouth. Like, what is even the point of this thing having teeth, if it just explodes?
So, they gotta eat somehow.
Do they? I always figured, like, creep sustained them. Like, photosynthesis, but from the ground.
So not photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis. Well, in the aspect that they
Why
just
are
have
you
to
saying that like an anime character trying to speak English?
in the idea that they just have to sit there and they're gonna get nutrients, because it's like SpongeBob when he explains photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Just like he says, like, imagination.
I guess it's kind of like when Jenna Maroney says camera. It's not necessarily incorrect. It just sounds really weird to hear.
The theater.
Theatra, yeah. All right, Link fight going down. Nerchio does have, actually, what's funny is the flip of DIMAGA's army supply was 14 versus 41 there for a moment. If you really wanted to bully this, I think he could, but he does have most of his army back at home and not coming across the map just yet.
I'm no ZvZ expert, by the way. Nerchio got a scout in the main base.
That's
but I know it's a surprise. But DIMAGA, I think, was a little bit greedy here, going up to 62, I think he was at, before he built a bunch of structures. Yeah. Usually we do see not quite a hard cap on like 55, but like that's the safer way to stop, build army, and then maybe get some more drones.
He's larva starved right now. This is bad.
Well, maybe because he built 20 drones.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing where he's going to have money, but he doesn't. So GG, a quick end to this first series, 2-0 for Nerchio.
Yep.
But the next couple of matches strike me as really interesting. We'll have Drogo versus Cass. So again, this is kind of Cass and DIMAGA are kind of in the same category of like older players that don't, I think we say, regularly compete in a lot of the stuff we see. Whereas Nerchio and Drogo are more the expected winners, I think, of the group, because they're the ones who they've actually both won a DreamHack, actually, this year, thinking on it. But that being said, Cass, I think more so than DIMAGA, does have a chance to upset, because we've seen him do some pretty cool stuff.
Yep. I actually would like to see that TVP, and luckily, we are going to see that TVP. So, I would hope that their vetoes are done, but we're going to take a break anyway, and we'll be back when they're ready.